If you want to leave the rat race behind, you will need to learn about money. There is just no way around it. And this might be one of the most important things that you ever do for yourself and for your family. If you do even more important things after, it will be helped a lot because you tamed the money beast. Even without knowing you, I can assure you that this is much easier than many other things you have already done in your life. And anyone trying to complicate it has something to sell you. The longer you don't learn about money, the longer you will have to stay in the rat race. So the best time to start is now. Let's start with the first of 3 rules that helped me leave the rat race forever. So what's my story? I am the end of the shirt sleeve to shirt sleeve story. If you've never heard of that story, it basically says that for families that are uber wealthy, it takes 3 generations to go from that to square one. I am the square one. I grew up in old money, which is all the rage these days. In my 20s, I found myself in utter poverty, going hungry, eating leftover food, the whole 9 yards. I then spent 20 years clawing my way back to the top, using all the lessons I had learned in my top to bottom, back to top story. I learned how money changes people. I learned how money changes you. I learned how the money changes the world around you. In my top, bottom, top story, I also know which stop to get off at, how much is enough. And nothing would make me happier to see more people tame the money beast and find true freedom. Rule number 1. Income minus expenses is equal to savings. Don't let the simplicity of this rule fool you. It's the violation of this rule that led to my family going from uber wealthy to square one. It's also the main reason most people are never able to leave the rat race. So how does understanding this rule help you? Let's break down income into 3 categories. If you earn less than 100K a year, making more money will solve a lot of the pains of your life. You will need to find a way to go from wherever you are to a range of 100K to 150K per person. You don't need to tell me how hard that journey is. I have done it. I have also helped many others make the same journey, going from 50K to more than 100K. I will publish many other videos about that. But for this video, let's focus on understanding this first rule. Income minus expenses is equal to savings. If you earn between 100K and 150K, you are well on your way to be able to leave the rat race. But you will have to play your cards right. You will need to focus on expenses, savings, and very quickly move to rule number 2 and rule number 3. If you make more than 150K a year and you feel stuck in the rat race, your problem is probably with the expenses. Unless you can tame your expenses, you will not have savings. And without savings, you are not moving to rule number 2 or rule number 3. It's going to be painful, but it can be done. Just 2 years ago, I drastically cut down my own expenses with 2 young children in a high cost of living area in the US. At the same time, I increased the number of vacations we take as a family from 1 to 25. I will publish videos on how to increase income, how to lower expenses, and what to do with your savings with rule number 2 and rule number 3. But for now, without owning this simple rule, income minus expenses is equal to savings, you will find it very hard to leave the rat race. Your income needs to be at least 100K to 150K. Your expenses should be between 50K and 75K, and you should be saving 50 to 75K a year. If you're shaking your head saying that is completely impossible, this might be a good time to tell you that I'm not offering any overnight quick success with meme stocks, cryptocurrency, or tulip flowers. This is totally doable. I have done it, many others have done it, and you can do it. What you need to decide is how badly you want this. Tomorrow, I will talk about rule number 2. Savings plus smart risks equals investments. Please subscribe to get notified when I do publish that video. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you tomorrow.